President Obama is closing Gitmo and Congress is sleeping again. President Obama is closing Guantanamo Bay to remove terrorist detainees, and Congress sleeps. Thank you for tuning in today to the Black Political Buzz Network. My name is Laurel. Now, this morning, I was invited to participate and listen in on a conference call with 3 GOP senators. There was a U.S. Senator Roberts, U.S. Senator Gardner, and U.S. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina. So this morning, I was allowed and invited to participate on a conference call with 3 GOP senators on the topic or the subject of President Obama closing Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, which is the current location, federal location, holding facility where many terrorists, 9/11 terrorists, are being held. Now, President Obama made it a campaign promise in 2008 that he was going to make closing Gitmo Bay, Guantanamo Bay, one of his key administrative things to do. One of his, it's on his agenda. It's on his main top 10 agenda. He's done just about everything he wanted to do. President Obama, Congress, led by both Democrats and Republicans, and a few independents. Congress has allowed President Obama to govern this country by fiat from 2009 to the current, to the present. He's done everything he wanted to do. He's repealed, don't ask, don't tell. He's passed Obamacare. He's blocked Keystone, and he established Common Core. He's done everything that he wants to do. Use the IRS as a political weapon. President Obama has done everything he wanted to do with Congress permission. President Obama's a genius. The man knows the Constitution. I don't care what anyone says. I will always call Barack Obama Jr. a political genius. The man knows the Constitution and knows how to use it. I repeat, President Barack Obama Jr. knows the Constitution because before becoming president, and prior to becoming a U.S. Senator, and prior to becoming U.S. President, Barack Obama Jr. was a constitutional law professor in Chicago. So he knows the Constitution inside and out, knows how to use it, knows how to apply the law in his favor. The only task left to complete on President Obama's campaign promise agenda or his list is closing Guantanamo Bay, Gitmo. Now, there are 2 sites that he's currently focusing on to move these 9/11, 9/11 when Al-Qaeda, hit the U.S. with those planes. The World Trade Center, part of the Pentagon, tried to hit the White House, but thank God they were not able to do so. They were deterred from doing so by some soldiers and brave people on a plane. So that plane that was supposed to hit the White House, it was deterred and crashed instead. But anyway, there were some planes flown by Al-Qaeda terrorists that knocked down both the World Trade Center and hit part of the Pentagon. Over 3,000 Americans were killed. Now, I know there are people out here that are saying it was an inside job. I don't know about that. I can't endorse that conspiracy or that theory. I cannot endorse that theory that 9/11 was an inside job. This is not what that video is about. I don't care. I'm not focusing on that. Okay, I'm not going to say I don't care, but I am not focusing on that for this video. But anyway, out of that 9/11 tragedy, there were many investigations by Congress and presidents, President Bush, George W. Bush, and there are many detainees now being held. I think it's like over 100 detainees now. 59 of those detainees are considered the world's most dangerous terrorists. I would say that ISO fits that mode. I would say that ISO terrorists right now are more dangerous than Al Qaeda terrorists. But ISO came out of Al Qaeda. ISO originated or came out of Al Qaeda. And ISO terrorists are more brutal and more organized than Al Qaeda terrorists. But nevertheless, a terrorist is a terrorist. Even the KKK is a terrorist organization. But anyway, President Obama is looking to looking to transfer those Gitmo detainees. There's over 100 of them currently in Guantanamo Bay, which is located near Cuba or in Cuba, to either a closed prison in Colorado or a prison that's no longer being used, located in South Carolina. So those facilities, one in Colorado, one in South Carolina, whichever one President Obama chooses, will be, of course, renovated. And those prisoners at Guantanamo Bay will be transferred to one of those facilities in either Colorado or South Carolina, or maybe even both. So this morning, while I was on a conference call with those senators asking them about this, because President Obama is going to do this by fiat, executive order. President Obama is going to do this like he's done everything else, basically by Congress. That's via fiat. Obamacare and the stimulus package, I think, were the only two things that he didn't do by fiat. I think Obamacare and the stimulus package being passed were the only two legislative packages that he was able to get through Congress with Congress' permission, but everything else was basically executive order, fiat. So I asked the senators, I said, how can the American voters be assured that President Obama will not be able to close Guantanamo Bay? How can we be assured that Congress is going to be able to stop him from doing this? Because thus far, Congress has allowed President Obama to rule or govern this country by fiat. Well, of course, the Congress members, the senators, as intelligent as they are, these intelligent senators, U.S. Senator Tim Scott, South Carolina, U.S. Senator Cory Gardner, or I think it's Cory Gardner, and U.S. Senator Roberts. I forgot his first name. These men are intelligent, great politicians. But they gave me the same song and dance. Well, we're gonna withhold some nominations from allowing them to get through. We're gonna continue to block nominations. We're gonna continue to use the Constitution. But what are you doing? What are you doing with the Constitution? Now, how is it that President Obama? Now, I know that the Constitution allows President Obama to use his executive power to some degree to do anything in his power necessary to stop the declaration of war, or to stop America from being attacked by enemies, by foreign enemies. But how does Gitmo fall into that category? How does closing Gitmo fall into the category of keeping our country safe? If Gitmo is currently holding some of the world's most dangerous terrorists. But the Congress members, the U.S. senators this morning that I listened to on the conference call and had a chance to ask them a question, which was an honor, their answer was not satisfying to me. Their answer did not satisfy my curiosity as a U.S. voter who is concerned about the public safety and the national security of this country. And one senator, bless his heart, he said that unfortunately, President Obama is going to proceed with closing Gitmo because he has executive power to do so. And they really don't know how to stop President Obama, because President Obama is a political genius. Before Barack Obama, before he became president, he didn't just sit around and twiddle his thumbs, honey. He studied the Constitution for years. So by the time he was elected president, he knew exactly how to use the Constitution in his favor, and he has done so. Wow. So what's Congress going to do? Looks like the only thing Congress can do is let President Obama do whatever he wants to do while he's still president, because they don't know how to stop him. How do you stop a political genius who knows the Constitution? I ask you again, how does Congress or any other human being? Only God can stop President Obama. Only the Lord God can stop President Obama. Congress doesn't know how to stop him. At least that's what they're telling voters like myself. So President Obama is going to close Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, and transfer prisoners to either Colorado, South Carolina, or both states. Congress is sleeping and afraid. I say to the voters of America, you better pray. You better pray. Thank you for tuning in to the Black Political Buzz Network. This is Laurel, and goodbye.